What's going on, everyone? It's Barney here, back at it with another video, and welcome back to Proving Autos and my M240i, where you join me once again on this lovely British summer's day. Absolutely beautiful. So I've owned my M240i now for just under 2 months and also covered just under 2,000 miles, and I absolutely love the car. However, today this video is a little bit different. Today I'm actually going to list 5 things that I hate about my M240i. Well, I know I've actually put hate in the title, however I know hate is a very, very strong word. So what I actually sort of mean really is 5 things that I don't particularly like, because let's face it, every car out there has their positives and negatives, and I think the negatives, that, you know, it's not really, a lot of these things aren't really a big deal, but you know, after sort, it might sort of help make you guys aware. Anyone who's actually looking for one of these cars might just sort of help you guys out, just things to sort of be aware of. So then guys, let's waste no time, let's get right into today's video. Oh, actually, before we do get into the video, just one thing to say. If you generally enjoy this content, guys, if you want to see more content like what I'm doing right now, I highly recommend that you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications, so you can keep up to date with what I am doing, because there's some good stuff coming to the channel soon, and also it is the best thing you can possibly do to help the channel grow. It will only take 2 seconds of your time, and of course you can change your mind at any time. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on all notifications. So okay, let's waste no more time, let's get right into the video. Okay, so first of all, we are actually starting at the back of the car. Hope you can see me, by the way. So of course, we're starting at the back of the car. The first thing I do not like about my M240i, if we look at the back, this sort of rear diffuser. Now this is obviously a fast car, and there's a few things actually on this car that I do kind of wish that are sort of set apart from, like, say, a 218D, 220D, you know, just a normal 2 Series basically. Now I know obviously this isn't an M2, this is an M240i, so it's, can we really call it a proper M car? I'm not too sure. That's sort of, I think, an ongoing argument, but I sort of wish that you know, this diffuser here, I kind of wish that it was a little bit more aggressive. I just kind of wish it just sort of stuck out a little bit more. I know you guys are probably thinking what are you kind of expecting, but you know, but yeah, I'm just not, it just doesn't really do anything for me, you know. I mean, I know that we can actually, you can actually get an uprated diffuser, you know, something that's a little bit more aggressive. Rude. Sorry about that. But I think for now, of course, you know, it's something I will sort in the not too distant future. But for now, at least, yeah, it's just, obviously, it's a bit petty, but yeah, it just doesn't really do anything for me personally. Okay, so whilst we're actually still at the back of the car, the second, and this is actually probably the most disappointing thing actually about the car. I was actually going to say this one till last, but since we're actually at the back of the car, I'll show you now. The exhaust system. Now, it doesn't, okay, first thing, it doesn't look particularly interesting, personally, but also, when you're on the move, there is absolutely no noise to it whatsoever. I mean, like, you can hear nothing in the car, which is actually a shame, because actually if you rev it from the outside, which I'll put a little clip of that in for you now. It doesn't actually sound too bad. And also when when you're sort of driving along, you actually have, you can occasionally, if you're in sport mode, and this is actually a little bit hard to explain, when you're in sport mode and when you're at particular sort of revs, it gives off a few little nice pops. However, when you're just driving along, just cruising, and you know, giving it so actually on some country lanes as well, you can hear absolutely nothing. I mean, I know this doesn't help as well that this is also a GPF model or OPF filter or PPF, whatever filter you want to call it, but however, of course, that is going to be dealt with at some point along the line. But until then, yeah, that's one of the things that actually really lets the car down. So that, I think, is going to be something that I'm going to sort as a priority. Okay, so the third thing that I don't necessarily like about this car are the standard wheels. Now, I wouldn't say there's actually anything wrong with them in particular, but the thing is that when you actually look at the car from a distance, the wheels just look pretty small in my opinion, and I just don't know, they just don't really kind of do it for me personally. I do think that eventually I'm going to change these wheels for something, for probably some aftermarket ones, and I think I might change the colour as well, just mix it up a little bit. I want to go a little bit different, okay? Might go a little bit wild, who knows, but we'll just have to wait and see, guys. But yeah, I mean, I probably will end up keeping these wheels for winter, and then I'll probably get some nicer wheels for the summer and probably show season, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. Obviously, this is just my personal opinion. You guys might like them. Let me know in the comments if you do. But yeah, they just don't, personally, they just don't do it for me. They're okay. I wouldn't say that I hate them, but I just wish they were just a little bit nicer. Okay, so for point number 4, the fourth thing that I don't particularly like about my M240i, we're actually going to climb into the car for this bit, because I think a lot of this point is to do with the inside. Now, the fourth thing I do not like about this car is the spec that you get from standard. Now, it is, unfortunately, this car is actually a pretty basic spec. If you don't have a lot of optional extras from new, it is unfortunately pretty basic. Now, there's a lot of stuff on my old car, my old Golf R, that I did actually used to get as standard, like electric power fold mirrors, cruise control. I mean, this car has the speed limiter, but it doesn't actually have cruise control. That can be retrofitted in, as I've mentioned in a previous video, which I'm going to get done down the line. It's a bit annoying at the minute, but at least in the long run, that won't be an issue. Yeah, like at least in the VWs, you get a virtual cockpit. You don't really get that with that. You get, I'll tell you what though, you get these nice dials. Those look pretty nice. I mean, like I say, you don't even get Apple CarPlay in this. Whether ProNav kind of has that, I'm not too sure. But I mean, as good as the iDrive system is good, it's let me just mute that quickly actually, in case that comes on. Yeah, as good as the iDrive system is good, it doesn't really live up to Apple CarPlay in my opinion. Okay, so the fifth and final thing that I don't really like about my M240i is that you don't necessarily actually get an oil temperature gauge as such until you scroll through them, well, even an engine temperature gauge, until you actually scroll through the menu. So we have to scroll through to, I think, about there, and then it just sort of takes the mileometer off the screen, which is a little bit Yeah, I know it's a little bit petty, but it is, as I say, once again, I don't necessarily like. And also, it doesn't actually tell you exactly what the oil temperature is. You sort of have to work it out with this little gauge here. So it sort of starts at 70, then it's sort of like, then goes to 120 there, 170, but sort of in the middle. Like, what does that say? Like in my previous car, I had a little thing in front of me, which told me exactly what my oil temperature gauge was, and then under that, I then had the engine temperature gauge, the water temperature gauge, shall we say. But with this, you've just got that, which you can either have there, but then if you want something else in the in front of the screen, then that is going to disappear. So, as I say, it's a bit petty, I know, but it's just another one of them little annoying things. And as I say, there's a lot of things that aren't really a big deal, but yeah, it is just something again worth mentioning. I actually end the video. This is, I know I've mentioned 5 things already, but this is just sort of a little bonus, really. A little bonus thing which I didn't actually like to begin with, but now I actually don't mind at all, to be honest with you. Now that is actually to do with the steering. Now, I was used to a lot more weight before in my old car. There was a lot more weight to the car, the steering. It's just something that I think I just sort of got used to. Then I got in this, I was in for a bit of a shock. Like, the steering's a lot more precise and a lot lighter, which is alright around town, I suppose. But then when I got onto a country road, I thought, no, I don't know if I actually like this. Now, it does actually help if you put the car into either Sport or Sport Plus. That actually does help a lot. That actually firms it up quite a bit more, which is actually something I like. Whereas if you leave it in Comfort, it's a little bit too light in my opinion. So as I say, it's something that I actually really didn't like to begin with, but now I actually really don't mind it at all. It's you can really kind of chuck it into bends, obviously being careful with the back end, obviously. But yeah, it's a lot more precise, shall we say. So there we go, guys, that is 5 main things that I do not like about my M240i, and I know, as I say, they're little things really, but definitely things that you sort of probably should consider before you buy an M240i, or even an M140i, so to speak. And honestly, if you're sort of thinking whether I should buy one of these or not, my advice, do it. It is a hell of a lot of fun. If you can sort of live with the day-to-day sort of little things that I've mentioned, then I don't think you will regret the decision in the slightest. Still, obviously, depending on whether you want rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, or just depends depends what you want out of a car, really. So yes, I will also do, it also works the same way as well, so I will also do a separate video, which will probably be the next video you see on the channel after this one, be 5 things that I love about my M240i. So same works the other way around as well. So yeah, but anyway, guys, I think we will wrap things up there. Hope you have found it informative. I hope you've really enjoyed the video, guys. If you have, please do leave a thumbs up, it will be much appreciated. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and make sure you turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on a single thing that comes here. Okay, so until next time, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will see you all on the next video.